Welcome everyone to Game Scoop Thursdays, the tastiest podcast around where we have a variety of flavors for whatever you want. I am Alex O'Connor. Joining me here today is Mr. Jeremy Jones.
Hi there!
Also joining us is Terence Thompson.
Welcome to my world.
And as usual, Jamie Dodd.
Yum.
We also might have Jordan Hensley popping up at some point in time during the podcast, but that has yet to be determined. So on this week's episode, we've just got a few short discussion topics. Then we're going to talk about Sunset Overdrive, the new cinematic for The Witcher 3, 2 Halo 2 anniversary maps, the Halo Nightfall trailer, and then everybody's favorite video game movies. So
we have those?
Yeah. So let's just get into what we've been playing this week. Jeremy, why don't you start us off?
Not a whole lot. Kind of busy, but been watching a friend play Shadow of Mordor. It's been really cool so far. And I actually got a chance to play through the Silent Hill playable teaser, actually, on the PlayStation. So there's that.
Jamie, how about you?
I've been playing Pokemon Art Academy.
All right. And Terence?
Yeah, I've been playing, fully have played through Bayonetta 2, which is one of the best action games of all time, period. Like, nonstop action. So that's, like, one of my favorite games now. And I will be talking about that on my upcoming review show, Reviewmities, which I will be talking about in a minute.
And I've been pretty much playing Dragon Age Origins, played the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demo, played a little bit of Isolation, which was terrifying, even though nothing happened. And I was playing Destiny to test out a headset I got for the Xbox One, and it works very well. So that's what I've been doing, but let's talk about our second giveaway that we've got going on right now for the Master Chief Collection, which, of course, November being Halo month, we are having this giveaway run through November 8th. And how to enter it, you have the possibility to gain up to 3 entries into the competition. If you go to our website, GameScoopThursdays.com, and I'll also put the link in the video on YouTube and then also the actual podcast on the website. So you are able to either comment on the actual giveaway article on the website with 117 for an entry. We have a link to the Facebook post where you can also comment 117 for an entry. And then we have a link to the tweet that you have to reply with hashtag 117. So those will each give you an entry, so you have a possibility of up to 3 for this competition. And it is going to run through November 8th, to which we will then stop taking entries and figure out who out of the current 3 people is the winner.
Hopefully we'll have more than that by the time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have more. Which I've at least seen on Facebook that a lot of people have seen the post. Just nobody's actually commented, except for those 2. So that's what we've got going on. So, Terence, why don't you talk about Reviewmities?
All right. So, as if anybody has been on my Facebook page or anywhere near my new Facebook fan page, I am starting up a new review show on Tuesday called Reviewmities. And the basic structure of the show is going to be basic games that I played when I was younger and possibly liked them when I was younger, because we all had those games that like just have the nostalgic factor. But now that I've played them when I'm older, I possibly had a different outlook on the game, whether it be positive or hilariously negative. So that could go one or two ways depending on what game it is. But I'm going to be starting episode 1 with a fairly new game, Bayonetta 2, which I just got finished playing, and it is completely awesome. That game is classic in my eyes right now. So that's going to be what I'm going to start the show off with. And like I said, it's going to be on Tuesday. So look for that around probably, I say like 5 p.m. And that should be up on our Game Scoop Thursday page on the actual website and on the YouTube page also.
And
And I'm also going to go ahead and segue that into another topic. We're going to go ahead and talk about what Nintendo has released in their newest Nintendo Direct for Smash Brothers Wii U. Basically, they released a lot of information on what the game is actually going to contain. So the first thing is they're announced 8-player Smash. So you're going to have 8 people that's going to be able to play at once on the same TV. They're going to have multiple stages that's actually going to be a lot bigger that will feature their own particular stages for this. So it's actually going to be scaled up and
Right.
it's going to allow for a lot more intensity during the fights. And that's going to be a lot of epicness.
I'm going to like the 8-player co-op primarily because it always seems that when we're playing Smash, we always have like 5 people. And
Exactly,
one person
yeah.
always has to sit out when we're playing. So it's going to be nice just for that even.
Exactly, yeah. So you'll be able to play with like 5 people at once if you want to. 6, it'll all go all the way up to 8. So it'll be basically however many people you have around up to 8. Everybody will be able to play at once. And then the good thing is also there's going to be as always with Smash, multiple controller options. So you got the Wii Remote Plus, you got the Nunchuck. Obviously, you get the Wii U gamepad. Got the classic controller and the controller Pro. You can use the Wii U controller Pro, the GameCube controller with the adapter, and you can also use the 3DS as a controller if you own the 3DS version of Smash Brothers. Yeah,
that's cool.
So so that's going to be a cool thing that they're going to have. So if you actually got kind of accurately skilled with the 3DS version of Smash Brothers, you'll be able to transfer that skill over using your actual 3DS skills on the Wii U version also. So that's going to be something that's pretty cool on there. But they had also they're changing up the classic mode, how that works. So instead of just like fighting basically like in order with just random characters, they're going to have it to where you're going to get matched up with other fighters based on the performance of your previous fight. So depending on how you fought in your last fight, it'll actually up the level depending on your skill level. So it's not going to be like you just choose it at the beginning. You'd be all like, oh, yeah, I want to go through nothing but straight level 9 fighters. If you select level 9 and you suck, it'll knock it down and you'll fight easier fighters and it'll actually put it around your skill level. So it actually like reads your skill base. It's actually pretty cool how they're going to have that set up in there. But yeah, they're going to have a lot more modes. Like the 3DS version had the Smash Run. The Wii U version is going to have Smash Tour. And basically, you're going to have 4 players. You're going to be able to pick your Mii. And it's basically going to be like a Mario Party style game to where you're going to be able to collect power-ups and level up your Mii. And you can actually collect characters during this mode. And depending on how many characters you have, that'll be like your stock. So let's say like at the end of it, you'll fight with all the characters you've collected on the board. And whatever character you lost, like you'll pick up the second player and you'll just play as that. So you'll have like, let's say you pick up Luigi, Ike, and Marth and all those. Like if you pick up like 3 or 4 characters, that's who you'll have to fight as when the Smash Tour is
pretty
ended.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're going to have a lot of things. They had like a 50 fact extravaganza, and
I think I saw that. I just didn't actually listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. It's actually pretty deep, and the Smash Brothers Wii U seems to be is going to be a pretty big deal when it gets released. So that's going to be on November 21st, and we're all going to be there when that happens, hopefully.
I know I am.
Oh, most definitely.
So Jamie, you wanted to talk about the PS4 update that they've got.
Oh yeah, okay. So a really cool update is coming to PS4 on Tuesday. It's going to be the firmware 2.0, and it's adding like a whole bunch of new features. It has they added theme support, USB music player, improved voice commands, and enhancements to the live broadcasting. So basically, you're going to be able to upload straight from SharePlay up to straight into YouTube from the PS4. And then the biggest thing they added was the actual online SharePlay that they talked about before we even had a release date for the PS4, pretty much, where it's pretty much you get in a party with someone and you click the share play button, and whatever game you're playing, another person could take over controls no matter where they are, I guess, in the world. It could work country to country as well. they can take over your game and like walk you through a hard part or a hard level, or you can just do online co-op with them via SharePlay, and they don't even have to have the game at all. It requires no install or anything.
Nice.
That was nice. Very, very nice.
It's something
gonna
that
be-
was something that was touted at the beginning of when the PS4 originally released as being something that you'd be able to do for sharing your games and whatnot, and it's going to be really interesting to see it actually pan out.
Yeah, and another thing a lot of people have been wanting is just the theme support, like the ability to change the color of your system or put whatever kind of theme you want. And now, not only can you go into your settings and pick what color you want your icons or like the waves in the background of the PS4, you can do totally different themes. Like they'll have the Little Big Planet one where it'll have all your icons surrounded by like balls of yarn, and it has like the little levels in the background.
Know what I've been wanting for the PS4?
What?
The ability to promote a sub account.
All right, we don't want to hear about your complaints.
You're bitter.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I guess screw me for trying to be honest, right?
I mean, yeah.
Of course.
I told you to make it to account.
Yeah, I don't want to because
I know you don't.
That's my tag.
No, but you could be the anger without.
Yeah, I know we talked about that, but no, it doesn't feel the same.
The anger
You can be
inside. The anger.
The anger under.
The anger not outside.
The anger through and through.
The inner anger.
I'm trying to think of other words for in. The anger circumscribed by things that are anger.
Wow, I don't think they have enough room for that.
Yes.
Circumscribe. Spell circumscribe.
All right. Well,
Hold on, let me look up synonyms for in.
Okay. Do that while we continue on, and then we'll get back to that.
Okay.
moving right along to the other shorter discussion topics we have. They released a video featuring 3 companions that you'll be able to travel around with in Dragon Age Inquisition. They were the Iron Bull, which can literally rip enemies apart. Sarah, who is an acrobatic elf with archery skills. And then Dorian, who is a mage. So, looking at this, I think I will be using everyone. Well, 2 out of 3 of them. Not too fond of the Iron Bull. Especially okay. Just going off topic for a while. Everybody knows how fond I was of James Vega in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So, the Iron Bull is voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. I have absolutely nothing against him, but for some reason when I was watching this, all I could picture was James Vega with horns. So,
Nothing against him. I just don't like anything he's in.
No, I mean I don't mind Freddie Prinze Jr. It's just
I'm sure he's a
didn't
nice
like Vega.
guy.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I'm
It's
sure
just
he's a nice
his
guy.
voice makes your like eyes bleed or ears bleed.
No, it wasn't his voice. It was just the character. Vega was so bland. So that's why I don't like him. Anyway, yeah, so there was that. Then they showed off Halo 3 campaign and multiplayer at 1080p, 60 frames per second. It looks very nice and crisp.
Definitely, even though they didn't do an anniversary edition for Halo 3, they didn't need to because all it really needed was a 1080p, 60 frame per second upgrade.
Yeah, now I have heard from some people, I think it may have been IGN, that Halo 3 actually looks, I guess it doesn't look as good as the other 3 games, but when I was watching it, it looked fine to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it still looks like the same old Halo 3 that I liked, so... they also released...
With more pixels.
They also released Halo 4 gameplay at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And so Halo 4 looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think IGN was also saying that...
No, the only thing that'll be different about Halo 4 is that it'll actually run at a playable frame rate. Because Halo 4 on the Xbox 360, I'm sorry, you get on some of those big maps and your frame rate tanks.
Yeah, it could happen. I know that I think IGN was saying that Halo 4 looks like it was now made for the Xbox One. They were saying that the Prometheans really pop now, which of course they had the translucent lights and everything running around. So
yeah, Halo
definitely
4
going to be
was,
interesting.
Halo 4 I think was always intended to be on the Xbox One, at least alongside the 360. I felt personally that the Halo 4 for the 360 release was a little premature. They could have waited to do 4 as a standalone, but since they're including it in the Master Chief Collection, it doesn't make much of a difference anymore. It always felt like it should have been on the Xbox One just because of the extra processing power that the Xbox One gave them to allow them to do, what they actually need to do with it.
Well, Halo 4, I think, had a shorter development time overall versus other Halo games. So I know that 343 has definitely been listening to the fans, and they've said so in the videos, especially when it came talking about the Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta, and that they've listened to people, so Guardians will actually have more arena-style multiplayer versus the Halo 4's more open maps and everything like that.
Halo 4 isn't so much arena-based. Halo 4 is more... I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. It felt significantly different than maps like Guardian and things like that in Halo 3. The maps in Halo 4 didn't really feel all that competitively oriented, I guess would be how I feel about them. Like, they didn't have the really tight feel that a lot of Halo 3 maps did have. Guardian Narrows, maps like that were just the Pit were super solid competitive play. Because the maps were just designed around geometry first, and then they just threw in some aesthetic bits afterwards. So it'll be interesting to see their kind of return back to that.
Yeah, it will. And I think they also said that they were going to take loadouts away in Halo 5.
That's
at
okay.
least I think they were saying that everybody starts off with the... This might only be for the multiplayer beta, but I think they were saying that... everybody starts off, with the assault rifle pistol. That's just the usual, and then you can find all the other weapons. So
they may be going, and I don't know for a fact, but I would be fine if they went back to a system like they had in Reach, where you have the set loadouts on the map, and depending on the game type, because those generally everybody started with the same gear, just a different ability. For example,
they're actually doing something like that. With at least when they showed off, and we'll be talking about this more in depth later in the show. But they in the lockdown gameplay that they showed, I guess players have the ability to choose from 3 loadouts, but it's all pretty standard weapons. I think they had the SMG plasma rifle and I want to say pistol.
Is the SMG going to actually be good?
Probably.
I always liked the SMG. I liked it on principle. It was absolutely terrible in Halo 2 as far as actual multiplayer. And Halo 3, it was outclassed by things like the assault rifle. I just hope it'll actually fill its role correctly.
I really like the SMG and ODST.
Well, ODST silenced SMG was king tier. I love that thing.
Yeah,
it zoomed.
Was also really good.
It zoomed. Both of them zoomed. It's hi. It's the ODST's premier weapon in my mind now is that silenced SMG.
Yeah, it was great. Loved it.
It ate through ammo, but it was glorious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's what they've showed off. Now let's move on to. Oh yes. They are going to be making a Halo 2 documentary because Halo 2 is really very iconic game.
Oh, yeah.
They have a trailer for it, and it is going to be releasing on October 31st.
Isn't it something like remaking the Legend or something?
Yes,
Something like that?
I think that was the name, remaking the Legend. So I know that they've got a lot of people in there, from 343 employees to various other people. They had Major Nelson from Xbox Live. I think Bravo, who is a member of 343 on the multiplayer side, and one of the esports gamers. I think he's in the documentary as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Rooster Teeth guys in there. So,
Oh, yeah.
Which I have to say, Rooster Teeth did their 24-hour Extra Life campaign, I think yesterday. They raised $413,000.
That's a good sum.
That was phenomenal.
Wow.
That was great to hear. So,
Money.
yeah. So, look for the documentary. I think they're going to. I think I saw something where they're actually going to be live streaming it on Twitch. They've got one show on the 31st, and then I think two other shows on November 1st and November 2nd. I think it's at various times during the day, so if you miss one, I think they tried to fit at least everybody in there that could. So check it out. It's definitely going to be an interesting watch. And then also they announced that Halo 5 Guardians gameplay is going to be premiering during Halo Fest 2014, which I think the show kicks off on, or the convention kicks off on November 8th, but the Halo 5 Guardians gameplay will be premiering on November 10th. So definitely look out for that. I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see what they show, because I still remember when they premiered the Halo 4 gameplay, and that was jaw-dropping. So really looking forward to see what they did with Halo 5.
I'm just hoping they can kind of. I'm hoping the Halo 5 Guardians beta will actually get me the way that the Halo 3 beta and the Halo Reach beta got me. I didn't play the Halo 4 beta, so I can't speak to that. But Halo 3 and Reach both provided, at least with me, with an amazing beta experience on there. And, they really got me looking forward to the games. So,
I don't think Halo 4 had a beta.
I don't remember. If it didn't, then that probably explains why I didn't, play the beta.
Yeah, at least... Well, maybe it did.
I
can't remember anymore. All I remember is just a lot of Halo 4, so all the multiplayer blends together. I can remember the Reach beta pretty well. So.
The Reach beta was good, that's why. Halo 3 beta was a lot of fun. Although, really, they only give you, Snowbound to play on, I think.
And the Halo... I don't know. I didn't have live before Halo 3 came out, so...
You poor thing.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, that'll be coming up. Now let's talk a little bit about Sunset Overdrive. Which looks like a game that I'm describing as a cross between Crackdown and Saints Row, most likely.
And I think I've described as a cross between Dead Rising and... Crud, what was my other one? I said the other one. It was Dead Rising... No, it wasn't Saints Row. Dead Rising and... Was it Grand Theft Auto? I don't remember.
It could have been Grand Theft Auto, actually.
It was something like that. Because mindless killing and lots of hilarity. Saints Row would be a good fit, too.
The costumes. I was watching something where they were talking about the character customization, because it's all about you, and they mentioned how one guy in the studio wanted a kangaroo head cod piece in the game, and said that was the only... basically a kangaroo head that goes over your crotch.
Yes.
He wanted that in the game. So they put it in the game, and that is the only article of clothing that he wears. Yeah.
Oh, so good on him.
You have the option to find that, and why do I have a feeling that Terence would probably wear that if he found it?
I want it.
I'm going to have a completely serious character, like military gear and whatnot, and then just that.
Yeah, so I mean, Sunset Overdrive looks like good, mindless fun.
Yeah,
I'll
Not
be
to
picking it up
mention
on
it's
Tuesday.
made by the people that made Spyro the Dragon.
which
Ratchet and Clank.
oh goodness! Last time I played a Spyro game. I think the last time I played the Spyro game was the very first Spyro, and I couldn't
Back on
figure out how to
PlayStation
finish
1.
it. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to beat it because I was
Actually, never played a Spyro game.
Blasphemy.
I'm not.
I'm sorry. That's not as bad as you saying you'll never play the Mass Effects.
Come
So,
here.
I probably won't. They're too long. They're boring.
Yes. I'm sorry.
but what?
What did you just say?
We're gonna move on before we go into
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
Mass Effect
slide.
discussion here. So,
Again.
yeah, again. Well, that was the main thing for the show, so that's okay. This one will avoid Mass Effect from now on in this episode at least. So, a game I'm pretty excited for, even though I haven't finished the first two just yet, but I have plenty of time between now and February to complete them. That is The Witcher 3, to which they released the opening cinematic,
To which.
which was awesome.
Get it?
Oh, okay, now I get, yeah, nice.
To which.
So they released the opening cinematic called The Trail, and it shows Geralt of Rivia following a girl who I think is Yennefer. Maybe wrong on that, which I probably am. But
Yennefer?
I think that's it. Yes, Yennefer is a character that at least in The Witcher 2 was alluded to. Apparently they were in a relationship, but then they both... This will spoil things. Never mind.
I guess Jennifer was too boring. With
Well,
Yennefer.
it's medieval stuff, so names are different. So,
Okay.
Anyway, it was awesome. They showed lots of death, lots of bloody death. Some guy got a raven through the eyeball and out the back of his skull.
Wait, like a raven through, like, did it just fly through, or did it, dart through?
She called it in because they had a very Game of Thrones the mountain moment because Yennefer is riding the horse, and then this big guy goes and chops its head off. So she's on the ground. She chops the horse's head off.
That's rude.
So she's on the ground and she calls in the raven. It's probably a crow, and I'm going to call it a raven. Flew in and basically pops in the guy's eye. Then there's a brief pause as you see various expressions on his face, and then it pops out the back of his head with skull and brain pieces going off. So,
okay,
yeah, it gets bloody. So then she ended up getting in the middle of two armies that were about to clash and used some spell that the ground basically ate a large amount of them. Hopped on a horse.
That's a very apt description, I suppose. The ground just ate a great number of them.
I don't really know how else to describe that.
Like I said, it's a very apt description.
Yes. So it looked awesome. I can't wait for it. And I'll definitely be playing The Witcher 2 and the first Witcher before February, of course, because I really like those games. And then they also, last week we talked about the Halo 2 anniversary maps, and they released Stonetown gameplay, where they showed off a lot of how it's different, and it's actually got a lot of differences. Over by Camp Frohman,
Stonetown was which one again?
Zanzibar and Last Resort.
Oh, right.
So, over by Camp Foreman, there's actually they had the upper portion of it, which is basically the sniper tower, and then they had the underneath portion, which I think in Halo 3 it had a gravity hammer.
Was it Foreman? Was that the camp name?
Foreman, one of the other.
I was going to say, Frohman sounds better, but I didn't want to say that.
I think it is Foreman. So that part, the lower portion, is closed off. I can't remember exactly if it was closed off in Zanzibar or not. But
no, it was not. It was not closed. Well, Last Resort, it wasn't closed off.
Yeah,
I don't recall.
Halo 3's Last Resort it was. I can't remember if it was in Halo 2 Zanzibar or not. So anyway, it's closed off.
I like that spot.
They also, they also, to lower the gate to the main facility.
Yes.
The control panel is no longer there, which gave you the blue screen error when you entered it and everything.
What?
Yeah, if you were in Halo 2, whenever you hit for the gate to be lowered and looked at the control panel, it was an Easter egg that it was a blue screen.
The control panel. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not there in the standard version of it, but from what Max Haberman was saying, who's the president of Certain Affinity, he was saying that you'll be able to forge that in, he thinks. So that'll have an option.
It's probably going to be another one of those like weird toggly things.
Yeah, like we were talking about that
Yep.
involved the EMP blast on Bloodline and things like that.
And the icicles and...
Oh yeah, the stalactites on Lockdown.
Sorry, stalactites, that's right.
So,
no, whatever they're called, they're now icicles in my mind. Even if they're not made of ice, they're icicles.
They look icy.
Oh, good. That makes it even more valid.
So he thinks that you'll be able to forge that in. The switch now is over to, let's say, if you were looking at the control panel, it would be off to the left on a wall, so you can shoot that, and it'll raise the gate.
Oh, you can shoot it?
Yeah, you shoot it now. So
I hope it's not too accessible, because one of the best parts was like sneaking up there to try and get to it. I hope it's not like super easy access anymore, because it used to be really, really tough to get to sneak in there and snatch that for your team.
Yeah, I think this is now just like a button that you can shoot.
I just hope the angle isn't from like anywhere. Like you have to actually get kind of close to it. We'll see.
No, well, he was standing up on the portion where the control panel usually was and just shot it. So,
I'll have to see how it plays. If it is super easy, I have certain feelings about that decision. Continue.
They were showing that also the Gun Goose is going to be on the map, which of course is now the upgraded Mongoose.
That'd be interesting.
They didn't really show it off because he got on it and like pulled the trigger and was like, wait, you guys didn't see that. Never mind. It's like just pretend like you never saw any of that. So they didn't show it off here, but I'd expect it soon.
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much covered it for
The
Stonetown.
anger in progress.
In progress?
Yes, it was a synonym.
Huh.
The anger in use.
Within. The deep held arbitrary resentment
What?
inside. I'm trying to help. I'm sorry.
So terrible.
The rage not outside.
Oh my gosh.
The anger existent.
The fury in the internal fury. There you go. I like that one.
Customary anger.
Yes. Run it through Google Translate a few times, see what happens.
Wow. All right. Well,
If anybody who's listening has an idea for Alex's new name, go ahead and just send it to us. Feedback at GameScoopThursdays.com. We're listening, even if he's not. We're probably just gonna make him a new account and laugh at him.
Wait,
So
Google just came up with the best one we've talked about so far.
oh dear. I'm concerned now.
The wrinkly anger.
the what?
What?
I don't know why. It says the wrinkly anger.
Okay, Alex, you may have to pick that one.
That sounds.
You may
terrible.
have to be the wrinkly anger. for a
I'm
while.
sorry. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's the point.
No, just no.
Yes.
I can't even.
No.
That's another situation where I can't crack an adequate joke. I don't know.
Just no. It's bad.
It's better than
It's
the
okay,
greasy-
wrinkly.
Better than the what?
It's
Than
okay,
the
wrinkly.
greasy anger.
The greasy anger. I don't know why
Okay.
that's a synonym.
I don't know. Those are both equally as bad. All right. Well, moving on to Lockdown. They showed some
Oh, fuck.
gameplay over on that of the glass that's going to be difficult to break in the middle of the map. They were also showing. Probably the biggest portion is in the gravity lift room, the upper level, it now has an alternative escape route. Before,
and this is lockout, right?
yes, this is lockout.
Okay.
Before, if you were up in that room, your pretty much only options to get out of there were to either back up and drop down on either side of the grav lift, which would
you had
drop
a
you down
right.
to the lower.
You had a right and a left before, though.
Not up
From
top,
the top,
not on the direct level.
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
Right, because the top floor only emptied out into the front and
Right,
then
you
back.
could either, yeah. So
I forgot about that.
either
Yeah,
run
those
forward,
escape
jump
routes were
on
the bottom
first,
level.
second. Yeah. So now they've added in an option to where if you're on the top floor of that room, if you move over to your right, there's actually now a kind of ventilation. I'm just saying it's almost like a ventilation shaft, just to give context, but it's not a vent at all. It's just basically you can walk into it, drop down right onto that elbow section that they call, which will lead from the grav lift room over to the sniper tower area. So you'll be able to use that now.
Did they add? No, that bridge, that connector's been there.
Yeah, the connector has been there. They actually widened it though. So in the corner section, it used to be just a corner piece. It's actually widened now. So you're gonna have a bigger playing field to do.
That'll be interesting.
To work more. And they added in, especially for King of the Hill. That'll also be used as a King of the Hill portion. If you get that game type on lockdown. So it was pretty cool. And then the stalactites, they've got it one over the battle rifle tower, one over the sniper rifle tower, and then another over the glass in the middle, which if you shoot that one, it'll break the glass, which usually takes, I want to say, 3 or 4 grenades now normally to break. And it respawns after a few. It actually respawned fairly quickly.
I wonder how they're going to make the respawning look. Do you just get like a new glass just appear?
Yeah, the new glass just appears.
Oh well, I mean, I guess that is classic Halo style. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess this tank appeared in front of me. That's cool. Although I have been killed by spawning vehicles.
Maybe they'll have the Spirit of Fire come and drop down in the glass portion.
Oh yeah, yes, because they really need to do all of that. That's what the Spirit of Fire has been relegated to now that it doesn't have an FTL drive. It's glass delivery.
I really hope that they bring the Spirit of Fire back at some point.
Oh, yeah, so do I.
So that was Lockdown. It looks really nice.
Well, Lockdown, Blackout, and the
Station 9.
Yeah, Station 9 was a remake of it.
Yeah, it was actually Halo 3 had Blackout and Station 9.
Oh, I don't
Which
remember.
Station 9 was like a really, really dark rendition.
I don't remember Station 9. I need to go back and like play that again because that doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, yeah, it was really dark. So
okay, as long as well, I mean they've all been fairly solid maps. If you want to talk arena style gameplay, that's one of them. You're stuck on this little platform. Have fun.
Oh, that reminded me. I don't know how that reminded me of this. Oh yeah, because of the darkness. It is daytime at least. And actually, a lot of people were saying that in the original Lockout in Halo 2, it had a kind of blue tint to it.
Yeah.
But now there is an orange tint to the map, and the reason that they did this, Max Hoberman described it, is because the blue tint they actually found gave an advantage to the blue team. Which they were finding it was giving a slight advantage, so
that's technicality.
Changed it there. Yeah, so.
That's like me like changing my. The advantage you get is so tiny. It's like me going into Lone Wolves and changing my color to match the map. It's ridiculousness. I mean, I don't care if the map is blue or if the map is orange. So if it's orange, that's nice, I guess. But I mean, the difference is negligible.
Also, speaking of technicalities, they also showed. Something that if also kind of by the grav lift room, if you're on the lower level, you can go across the short ramp into that kind of it's actually the room right underneath the central platform, so the middle of the map underneath. There's a portion where in the original you could climb onto kind of the doorway and stand there, but they found out that there was that you could actually see a person's foot. Like the bottom of the person's foot would phase through the doorway. So they added on a couple inches there just to avoid that problem now. So
noted.
Don't have that. It will still be there, but nobody will be able to see your foot and get the jump on you because you want to get the jump on them first.
I mean, yay.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know.
I was gonna say
I
didn't think that was a huge concern, but I mean, I guess if it was.
they were saying it was more one of the smaller changes.
If it's something you like notice and you're like, oh, we should fix that, then yeah, that's fine. But yeah. I think it's funnier to think that they like agonized over the decision and spent like weeks like deliberating on how to fix the foot issue there. Like they had board meetings and like, you know, like multiple drafts of how to fix it. I like to think that's what happened.
Hey, you never knew they could have. So yeah, they've got that going on. So Lockdown, I think I'll actually like playing on it because normally the only rendition of this map that I like to play on is the Halo 2 Lockout.
Oh, Blackout was fun though.
You know, it kind of was. I actually liked it better than what I originally thought, but still, it's just
I don't blame you.
Nothing beat Lockout.
It wasn't a map for everybody.
No, so just nothing beat Lockout.
Ooh,
So.
are they bringing back Infection?
Probably.
Like, are they bringing back proper Infection with like Alpha Zombie and everything? Like, please.
I don't know.
We haven't heard any word on it. Oh,
I haven't.
That makes me worried because, like Halo Reach, they ripped out Alpha Zombie, and I think you could still do Alpha Zombie, but you could only. I don't think the Alpha Zombie could have separate traits. At least not until way later on, if they added that in. I forget. But yeah, the Alpha Zombie just could not be different, and a lot of Infection game types relied on the Alpha Zombie being significantly different from the other zombies that spawned. And in Halo 4, they just straight cut the ability for you to really modify the players at all. You got like a few like basic settings for it, but Flood was not Infection. And I think they actually said that it wasn't supposed to really be, but I mean...
I think I really like that they made the infected players look more like the Flood.
Now, I do like that. That concept was really cool, that they made them look like Flood. However, the fact that they like rip out all of your customization options for that is not necessarily a fair trade. At least in my opinion. I just hope they bring back regular, traditional Infection so that, I can go back to like having my, I just played some matches of Halo. Let's invite all of our recent players to an Infection match type of thing. Did anyone else do that, or was I the only one?
I don't know. But speaking of Infection, there was a really cool variant of it that I think it was in Halo 3 that we played during one of Guardian Radio's game nights a while back.
Yeah.
And it was actually something that had, it was, I want to say it was basically a sewer, and the zombies or the infected would actually run around under in the water, and the players would all have to be above it, walking on the outlining, and it was really cool because you had absolutely no idea where the infected players were unless they were dolphin diving everywhere, which was really fun to do in there. But yeah, it was a really cool map. Had some good hideaways and everything. So it'd be interesting to see if
making Infection invariants was just a lot of fun. And like,
I don't remember the name of that one, but it would be really cool to see if someone can recreate that in the Master Chief Collection. Which, of course, since it's got Halo 3, I can
as long as they keep everything in there, then yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topic, they released a new trailer for Halo Nightfall. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it is a live-action Halo series, executively produced by Ridley Scott.
Monsieur Ridley Scott.
And it is directed by Sergio Menacagzan. I think that is how you pronounce his name. He was Battlestar Galactica. I think he did Heroes as well, some portions of Heroes. So I guess he's just well known for Battlestar Galactica. So he's the director. I think it's going to do similar to what Forward Unto Dawn did, where it's 5 episodes, technically one movie altogether, but they're going to be releasing it in 5 episodes. And I guess the first one is going to be premiering on November 11th, along with the Master Chief Collection. So I'm really looking forward to it. It takes place, it follows Jameson Locke, who is an Oni operative in the show. And why it's following him is because it's like Forward Unto Dawn was a direct tie-in with Lasky for Halo 4. This is a direct tie-in to Halo 5 Guardians because Locke is a big character in Halo 5 Guardians. And in this, he's working for Oni, but in Halo 5, he is a Spartan. So I guess we're going to see transformation from Oni operative to a Spartan. Mm-hmm. And also, it features a former Spartan, which I think Logan has a theory that it might... Logan Clark, who is a frequent guest on the podcast, I think he mentioned that it might be Randall, who went missing in action. He gave a year, but I don't remember what it was. So he went missing in action at one point. So he thinks that it might be him, if that is the correct name, which I don't remember if it was or not. So I'm really looking forward to it. It also takes place on a portion of Installation 04, which of course went boom at the end of the first Halo game. So I'm fully expecting the flood, and it showed some character, kind of. I really don't know how to describe this actually.
Okay.
It's almost like a teleport, but it's where he broke into lots of different pieces and started moving. So I don't really know how to describe that.
Sounds like something very Promethean, but okay.
I thought so, but I think it's going to be flood related.
The flood generally don't continue moving after you blow them into many pieces.
Well, it depends on... Because I guess there's another theory that the ship that crashed onto Installation 04 in the Halo 4 terminals, people have a theory that whatever that creature was in the trailer is the flood version of whatever was in the crashed ship. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. So that is that. And let's just talk about the glory of video game movies.
You're funny.
So I don't think a lot of people like the Tekken movie, the first one, not the second one, which Terence has said was horrendous, which I'm not going to be watching, but at least the first one, I like the first one. The Need for Speed movie, that was really cool. And Forward Unto Dawn, of course, was the best so far.
See, me, I have my own opinion of what's the best video game movie ever, period. I don't care what no one says, but Mortal Kombat is the best video game movie ever to me. I don't care. That movie is perfection.
Jeremy, do you have any preferences?
As far as video game movies go?
Yeah, any that you've seen or whatnot?
It depends on if we're talking about just movies, like feature presentations.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about like released in theater, no, they were all terrible. In fact, I'm going to nominate my favorite as the Dragon Ball Z movie with like vampire Piccolo and like white guy Goku and non-existent. I don't think was Krillin even in that. I don't remember.
No, Krillin was not in that movie.
I was gonna say you can't just not.
Krillin was not in the movie.
Krillin.
They actually tried to make Goku go to school. Everybody know Goku stupid.
Yeah,
Goku got no kind of education.
Yeah, like why is he in high school? I'm confused. That's my favorite, followed closely by the live-action Mario movie.
Oh, love.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
It's like even the Street Fighter movie is watchable, but like those movies are just like as soon as I hear those names.
It was the one that had it was the one where Mario was bigger than Luigi, and that's not.
Yeah, because Luigi, they never played the games. Like Luigi is like a foot taller than Mario.
A whole foot. But no, I think like when it comes to video game and film adaptation, so far I think like TV series or like web series so far has proved that if it's done right, it
If
can
it's done by
be
fans, you're good to go.
yes,
I mean, look
exactly.
at Red
Because you got the
versus
Street
Blue.
Fighter. Yeah, Red versus Blue. But like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Street Fighter, the Assassin's Fist series. That is one. That's probably like no jokes, but like probably the most perfect adaptation of any video game, like period on film. Because like this is like all of the actors that they've picked for the characters are like perfect. Like they actually have like the video game story driven by all these actors like perfectly. Like the guy that they got to play Okuma is like actually scary and menacing, but it was just really really good. And they actually about to do the second season sometime next year. But it's like it's when it's done by fans and it's actually done right, it can actually go pretty far.
Yeah, definitely. I
hmm
mean, Red versus Blue has survived all this time.
Exactly.
And
I think they're on season 11 now.
something like that.
Yeah.
I still have to catch up with last year's season and this year's season, but I think
Yeah, about last
I
year's
think
season.
Bernie Burns at one point said that as long as there is fan interest, they will keep making Red versus Blue,
That's good.
Yes.
which I highly doubt they will run out of fan interest.
Exactly.
So
As long as they keep those epic fight scenes, like with Tex versus everybody, like that.
yeah, well, I mean, now that they're doing all the CGI and everything for it,
Exactly.
cool.
Like it's over the top. I love it. Like their animation skills have gotten so good over the years. It's crazy.
I remember one of the very first times when they first got access to doing their CGI work, and I think if I remember correctly, I think Bungie actually gave them access to some of the Halo 3 resources that they could use.
Yeah. Bungie was actually like very supportive of what they were doing, so they actually gave them like the developers kit for all
Right.
of it.
And I remember the very first time it was like somebody like pulled out a map or something, and in game they like made their character like animation like change to like open the map, and I'm like, wait a second, how did they do that?
I don't have
so
that button
cool.
on my controller.
Yeah, it's like I can't. Ooh, it looked so fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think like initially when they first started off, it was like they were all playing like on a LAN like group playing, and then they all like just acted out the game.
I think
by
they were using
playing, like, a
the
really big
PC
multiplayer
version
match.
of Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah, it was crazy how it all started. Like, what's funny, they're all on the first 5 seasons. I think are on Netflix now. Actually,
Probably. I mean, that's how big
yeah,
Red versus Blue has gotten.
yeah, it's crazy how far Red versus Blue has come. It's crazy. Now, I don't know if y'all guys have seen Video Game High School.
Yep.
But
I saw some
I've seen parts of it.
yeah, I actually bought the entire season 3, so I watched it in its entirety, and that's something else like right there. Like anything else dealing with video games and just film itself, like that goes right back to like the fans. Like if it's just done right, it could be something magical. But that show right there just makes me actually want to have a Video Game High School. I would enroll there tomorrow. Y'all wouldn't hear from me no more.
Oh yeah,
I think I'd be right there with you.
Yeah, I would.
say.
I would.
You're gonna say,
so
you're
gone.
probably gonna just hear about us there.
Yeah, but like
we'll be
you
doing
hear,
the
you hear
podcast from
about
Video
me.
Game High School.
I
I'll
know,
just be
right?
over. I'll be over in the real time strategy corner with like just me and myself. Oh no, it'll be me and a bunch of Korean folk.
Hey, no. Maybe if you go there, you'll actually find Halo Wars players that won't quit.
Maybe. Actually, yes, it's perfect.
Actual professionalism in Halo.
That's what Halo's missing, is professionalism. No. I want people to teabag me. That's the essence of Halo.
If that doesn't
Don't you
happen,
get it? Exactly. If you don't teabag somebody, it wasn't your kill.
That's why Bungie introduced dancing into Destiny,
Pretty much.
so they can dance upon your corpse and that you know that they killed you.
It is just as infuriating as teabagging, though.
Although I don't think I've probably danced on someone I've taken out in Destiny before.
Oh,
but
I've done that
I think
before
all
in like
everybody taken out.
probably.
everybody does. I did it before. We were playing skirmish. It was 3v3, and like I like single handedly like wiped out their entire team.
Oh,
And
that's a dance.
that was just I just danced on them. My teammates were just like, oh, okay. Well, now we have to wait for them to respawn.
You know, I think one time you ended up entering the party shortly after I did something in Destiny where I was having a horrible match because I was trying to use the scout rifle before they gave that update.
Yep.
And so I had like a million deaths already in the match. I ended up just kind of running towards the towards one of the.
Oh, I was there for that.
Control. Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there
ran
for that.
towards
When
one
you
of
just
the
kept
control
dancing
points.
at him.
No.
Oh, no, there's another
I was
guy.
like just waiting there, and I ended up going to the control point, and just saw a bunch of people there. So I threw out a Nova bomb, and like 10 medals popped up at the same time. It turns out that their entire team was hovered around that control point, and I took them all out. So that was cool.
Yep.
And then I switched to an auto rifle and had no more problems.
Yeah, because auto rifles were completely. Well, and I won't say completely broken. I mean, I didn't have a huge problem with them, but they were kind of outclassing some of the other guns.
Pretty much all the other guns.
Well, except shotguns.
And fusion rifles.
I still have a sore point with shotgun. Not so much anymore, but shotguns and fusion rifles like turned me off from the Crucible so hard at the beginning. In unrelated, well, not unrelated. On a side note, there, I've found it to be like courtesy now. Whenever someone revives me and I'm not in like a party with them, I just wave at them. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it's just a thing that I've started doing, just so they know that I mean, like, thank you for like actually picking me back up.
It's always nice to give a little wave when someone assists you in Destiny.
There you go.
Which
What if they added in like you know how like you can wave and dance? What if they added in fist bumping?
Well,
Yes.
I'm waiting for
That
the
would be
dance
so
expansion
dope.
pack.
Oh yeah, with all the different dances you can do.
Yeah.
The next level.
Like if I can do the electric slide, I'll be happy.
Oh my god, that would be over.
Do the Macarena.
Can I do the bus driver, please?
Chicken dance.
Oh my god.
Chicken Dance will be one of the good ones.
Chicken
You
dance.
heard it here first. The Destiny Dance expansion pack coming soon.
We're petitioning right now, so
This is so exclusive.
we're
Give
gonna,
us
we're probably gonna post it on the site. You know, just sign it if you want more dances in Destiny.
Give us a list
also-
of dance moves that you want in it.
Yeah, we're taking suggestions. You know, so we got the popular, you know, fan favorites already there. But I mean, if you have one that isn't quite as well known, but you think would fit well in the world of Destiny, go ahead.
And Nicki Minaj's Anaconda is not acceptable.
Ooh, can we do the worm? I want to do the worm.
Hurt.
The worm would be
fully
funny.
disturbed.
How about the caterpillar? That's
Nope.
better than the worm.
I don't know what
What?
that is.
You losing your mind.
What is the caterpillar?
You never seen the caterpillar?
No. This sounds like another thing that's going to be difficult to describe in audio.
It's like that you bowl
No,
a bird or
See,
one.
you take your one leg and do that, and you take your other leg and do this, and you take your third leg and do this.
Yeah, Jeremy got it.
See?
It's all about the third leg.
GST now offers dance classes. Sign up
Yeah.
now.
So exclusive.
It's purely audio. We'll walk you through it. Move your leg left. There you go.
Okay,
we'll
the
have-
thriller was also
We're
suggested.
going to make sure to have Terence
Oh,
in the
Thriller?
background
Yes.
yelling at you that you're doing it wrong.
We're
I dare you to do it wrong. I'll be like, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but you ain't doing it like you're supposed to be doing it.
You got to add in a little more Samuel L. Jackson there to it, Terence.
Man, see, I can't go that hard. I can't go that hard right now. I gotta keep it clean for the kids. There's children. There's
Let's
children in
just
the
say
room.
he's tired of these snakes on this podcast.
No, I got to do it like the rated R movie that's on TV. Be like,
You have to do the PG version.
yeah, the PG
You mean
version of the rated R movie.
I'm tired of these monkey-loving snakes on this Friday or this Thursday to Friday plays.
Thursday to Friday playing.
Yeah, that's actually real. That's exclusive.
That
my
happened
favorite one
when I heard that on the TV. I was like, oh, really? That's your
my favorite one.
For it.
My favorite one is movies that be on BEC. Like that's the best ones. Like they have like the best dubbing ever. You be like, dude, be like, I don't know who you think this is, but I'm going off on you, my friend. I was like, that is not what he said. That is not.
No,
you could see the slight desync in the voice. I was like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't it.
Like that was so dub. Like the entire sentence was changed.
What's great is that there was one for Pearl Harbor, which I wouldn't even know why Pearl Harbor required a dub anyway for this one, but it just had Ben Affleck talking to Josh Hartnett, and he's like, "No, I'll tell you what, you little son of a witch."
Son of a witch.
It said it just like that. There was a severe pitch change in witch.
No, because they had some other random coming.
Son of a bitch.
They had someone that didn't even sound remotely close to Ben Affleck. So it just
had Ben Affleck on an off day.
It just had Ben Affleck, and then all of a sudden, high pitched witch.
They probably just found like another clip, like at some point in time, where he said the word witch and just inserted it.
Didn't even sound like him though. I don't know. It was weird. I don't even know why that required dubbing in the first place. So, because it was on TV the other night and that wasn't dubbed. So I guess it just depends on the channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That I think about wraps it up for this episode. I don't know. Does anybody have anything else they want to add in?
Not really. Just be sure to check out Reviewing with These on Tuesday.
Yes, we're all super excited. That'll be
technically, if you haven't already checked it out, go and check it out because they'll be listening to this on Thursday.
Oh, true.
Yes,
I'm talking about the past.
There's a time disconnect here, and we're not used to it yet.
So
it's kind of wibbly, wobbly.
I'm pretty sure it was after last week's episode where it's like, hey, Terence, we got to make sure to talk about this. 2 hours after we finished the podcast, I ended up sending Terence a text. I'm like, dude,
we didn't talk.
Guess what we forgot to do?
We didn't talk about it.
And it's so bad because Terence was like, oh, you're right. We forgot to talk about that. Just nobody remembered.
And I went right to sleep right after that.
You ever get those texts where you're like, oh, I should have done that, and just go to bed? You're just like, I don't. I'm too tired to actually care about that. I'll care about that in the morning.
Yeah, no. Like what happened when I think you started talking about the YouTube channel and site changes that you were making.
Yeah.
And when I thought it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like,
the only reason
right
the only reason I texted you is because you texted me at 5 in the morning.
Well, no, you see, I was just like I wasn't like normally if I see a text from someone at like 3 or 2 in the morning that I was asleep for, and I wake up at 5, I wait until later that day to reply to them. Nope. Just for whatever reason, I responded to this, and you sent it at like 2 in the morning, and I just replied to it, and then all of a sudden I get a text back. I'm like, what the heck are you doing up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
I wasn't. I'm the kind of person who, when I get a text at 5 in the morning, I answer it.
Oh, aren't you generous? It's so nice.
Like it just ended up. He just responded, and all of a sudden we had a full-out conversation. I'm like, why is this happening at 5 in the morning? Like when you came into work later that day, it's like you're like, were you angry at that? I'm like, no. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I am not a morning person. I'm like,
I'm not either.
I'm like, I'm perfectly okay with all those changes. I just
see. The thing is, like the first
conversation at 5 in the morning.
The first time or because I was asleep. The first time or two you replied. I'm sitting there like, oh, just stop. And then I'm sure you were thinking the exact same thing.
It was like it came through. I'm like, I want 30 minutes more of sleep. But now I can't stop thinking about the website. So
yeah.
It's not happening. Yeah.
Anywho.
Good thing is that hasn't happened again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will end this. And I think actually this episode was shorter than last week's.
Sounds shorter.
I think last week it was like a minute 11 with the intro and outro music, which
I'm hoping
is our new music by Terence Thompson. Created that for us.
I'm taking a virtual bow. You can't hear it, but I'm doing it.
Can I hear a regular bow?
You're not ready for that. That's the next level. You're not ready for that kind of bow.
Yeah, he designed that, and then I think
you're talking to the Asian guy. I'm not ready for that kind of bow.
I'm not going there. I'm not touching that one. I'm gonna let that one marinate on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think with the inclusion of the music and the post show, it ended up being like 1 hour 11 minutes. We're sitting at 1 hour and 5 minutes right now. So
we're getting there.
I bet.
Yeah, we're keeping it short.
We're trimming down the fat.
There it is.
Well, I think just over an hour is like hour and a half tops.
I mean, you need a little bit of fat, but I mean, if your steak is just like all fat, it gets like weird and chewy, and I don't really like that.
It's disgusting.
You need like
cook it with fat back.
No, yeah, you need a little bit of fat on there for the flavor, but I mean, like eventually it just becomes like a McDonald's, like a McDouble or something, and it's kind of weird.
Ew, McDonald's. Okay, so yeah, we'll end it on that note. Oh, of course, this was supposed to be mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Oh, right.
Again, congratulations to Special Agent Smith over on Twitter, who won Alien Isolation. It is currently in transit, I think, if it's been shipped out.
Yep. Well, it'll probably get shipped out on Monday, but yeah,
probably.
Hopefully you'll have it very soon.
Yeah, and whenever we get that tracking number, we'll send it to you.
Yes.
So yeah, it's on its way. He's been informed. All of Twitter and Facebook and website has been informed he won. So
he was really excited about it. I think he's actually wanted to. It was posting before on his Twitter about getting Alien Isolation, and I think it was really cool that we could actually do that. And that the random number generator decided to land on him. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So
I had one of my friends who had also put his name in, like sitting there, like watching me pull the name, and the random number generator landed one off from him. He was
or Mitz.
Sad.
Was it Mitz?
It wasn't Mitz. It was
okay.
My friend Zach. But
I was about to say Mitz hard drive blowing up and then missing it by one. That it's just too much.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel less bad for him now. What was he like trying to slip you some money? Like, hey, Jeremy, throw it off.
Fortunately not.
Which we will not take bribes.
Well, I mean, it depends on what
Thursdays.
you're bribing me with. I mean, if you want to get me like an M3, then yeah, because I kind of want an M3.
If you give Jeremy exclusive early access to Mass Effect, the next Mass Effect, because it's a disservice to the series to be called Mass Effect 4.
It's not going to be Mass Effect 4. They've said that it's not going to be Mass Effect.
Right, no, and it's an extreme disservice to the franchise to call it Mass Effect 4. And I am dying a lot right now in Destiny. Good gosh. So
because you're bad at the game.
If you want to shut up,
that skill.
That's not true. So I'm sure Jeremy would accept a bribe if you gave him exclusive early access to the next Mass Effect.
I'm still M3. Just give me that, or an M5, M3 or an M5. Either of those would be good.
Okay, so Terence, Jamie, myself, and the Lord of War will be signing off now. So, yeah, never mind. Nobody will get that reference. Anyway,
that's okay. We still love you.
I feel like that's a lie.
I mean, it is, but it makes you feel better. So, I mean, that's
a dirty lie. Yeah. I hate all of you. Anyway, so,
I hate you too.
So
it's a mutual hatred.
That'll end things for episode 11, and we look forward to episode 12 next week.
Yep.
Whatever that will be, whatever news is released. Oh, wait, no. Of course, we already know it's going to be in episode 12, Halo month, because that starts now.
That is going to be in Halo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Halo month now. Technically,
Halo month.
November. So yeah,
it's not November yet.
Just like the disclaimer we gave.
Wait, will the time travel thing make it November? Will it be November when this releases?
No, it'll
Oh.
be a couple days before November.
Okay.
Still be October when this releases. If it was going to be November when this release, we'd be talking exclusively about Halo this episode, but we are not.
Copy that.
We talked a large portion about it, but
Anyway.
So just like what we did with the episode right before Destiny month, we will give this disclaimer: if you do not like talking about Halo,
Or like us talking about Halo specifically.
if you don't like us talking about Halo, or if you don't like Halo, then tune out of the podcast for the next month. Of course, at the beginning of the show, we'll have all the side news, un-Halo-related gaming news.
Yep,
So-
we'll try to keep the Halo stuff for last so that we...
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we did with Destiny. We had the non-Destiny related news, then we just had Destiny. So we'll be doing that again with Halo. We'll have so if you just want to listen to the first 5-10 minutes or whatever, that'll be the non-Halo related news, and then the rest will be Halo. So, yeah, that'll end it for this one. We look forward to the second theme month here on the podcast. And don't forget to go and get your 3 entries into the Master Chief Collection giveaway, which you can find a link in the video descriptions on YouTube or the website.
Or the Facebook page, or our Twitter. Actually, I think that's about it. So,
So yeah, it's all included. There are links, because what this link will be, it will take you over to the website post, and then within the website post, you will have links to the Facebook and Twitter posts that you can reply to. So, yeah, best of luck to everyone there, and that actually ends November 8th, which I think will be the first episode of Halo Month, I think?
Yep.
Maybe?
sounds right.
So, winner will be announced in the post-show, just like Special Agent Smith last week. So, anyway, we look forward to episode 12, and have a good week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's up, everybody? Alex O'Connor here with your post-show for episode 11. As we said in the podcast, next week starts Halo Month, so we're going to be kicking things off by talking about the walkthrough of Zenith, the Forge gameplay that was shown, and the absolutely beautiful Halo 2 Anniversary launch cinematic. We look forward to bringing you episode 12 next week.